video, we are continuing on with my whole room makeover process. If you guys didn't see my last video, then you wouldn't know that I'm making over my room, but I would highly suggest checking out that video. There's a ton of really cool and awesome IKEA hacks in it, and it's very budget friendly, so I'll leave the link to that down below. Again, sticking with a budget friendly video, I wanted to challenge myself to go to the thrift store and add some character to my room with some thrifted pieces. Not only is it better for my budget, but it's also better for the environment. So I wanted to see if there were certain things for my room that I could find at the thrift store and maybe include some DIYs and some thrift flips in today's video. So that is what we're doing. Now before we head on down to the thrift store, make sure you're subscribed to this channel as well as turn those post notifications on. And another thing before we head on down to the thrift store, I definitely wanted to share with you guys what my room currently looks like and a few of the changes I made throughout the week, as well as give you guys an idea of what I'm actually looking for when I go to the thrift store. I like to be prepared and kind of have a list or idea of what I want to get. Okay, so I guess we could start off in this corner. This IKEA hack is of course staying. However, I did put the mirror in this corner. I switched out the little leaf. A lot of you guys were like, you could just cut the old one. The old leaf was like $12, and this one that I got, Drew was like, get this one from Target, it's only $4. So we went ahead and got that one and put it there. I would love if I could find a form of like a vintage rug to go down here, and then maybe like a little vase or something, just because I feel like this corner is still a little plain. However, finding vintage rugs at the thrift store is very tricky and challenging because they're kind of like a hot commodity right now, so a lot of people buy them to resell. But I think that if I just added like literally a rug down there and some more decorations, it could look a little bit better because it is very just plain over there. And then over on my dresser, I did put this little IKEA hack over here. I'm really hoping that I can find some sort of like vintage tray and just kind of fill it with a bunch of stuff, just so this side of the dresser doesn't look super plain. Okay, and then the changes that I made on this side of the room, I did end up just going back to my old bedding. Not even gonna get into that, but I went back to my old bedding. I think this looks great, as well as I need to have like a white comforter over here, and I think the bed will look a lot better. As far as up here, I did take the flag down because for the price point, I think I should just return it. I think that's why I thought it was so much larger and it would like cover a lot of my bed because it was really expensive, and I just never probably checked the dimensions is what I think happened. My nightstands, I'll try and look out for a few small trinkets and whatnot, but you guys requested a nightstand styling video, so I might potentially make that a separate video. And then up here, if we don't find any like cool picture today, I think I'm just gonna make my own, so that will be a fun DIY project we can do. I'm hoping that for this corner and then this corner over here, we can find something cool just to add to the wall because it is super plain, but I'm not sure what we're gonna find today at the thrift store. My closet is an absolute nightmare. If you guys wanna see an extreme closet organization makeover video, let me know, because seriously, it looks like a tornado hit in there. And then over here, I took everything down because this is my only wall in my entire apartment that has direct sunlight. So essentially, this should be the wall that I film my videos on for lighting purposes. But I ordered like a ton of stuff and it's gonna look so cool. I have this whole vision for this wall, which will probably be its own separate video in itself. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, this is just pretty much a little overview. Again, when you go to the thrift store, you just have to have an open mind and don't get discouraged. We'll probably end up going to a few different thrift stores today, but let's go hunting and see what we can find. A little wicker moment. This is only $10 and it's on wheels. That could work for something. Always have a ton of artwork. This is cute. The bottom half is, at least. Oh my god, my grandparents literally have these at their house. I feel like I could DIY this into something really cool, but it won't fit in my car, guys. Oh, and it's kind of broken, but it's $30. They actually have so many cool like little pieces like this. This looks like a little dragon basket, and then this is actually really cute too. A little I Love Lucy moment. I Love Lucy is like my favorite, guys. Random fact of the video. And if you come to Goodwill or like a thrift store, I feel like you can find the perfect baskets like at any one. This one is $3.99 and I think it's really good. Oh my gosh, guys, I need this. $3.99. Oh, it's like a magazine holder. This is so good and vintage. So far, this Goodwill is really good. Guys, the decor at this location is really good. I haven't even got to the clothes yet. This is $3.99. Oh, this is from Hawaii. Okay, so the first thing that I got was this mirror. I initially just fell in love with the shape of it, and what actually is very convenient is the mirror and the frame are falling apart. So if I lift this right now, the mirror is kind of a little detached from the frame, which makes it perfect to DIY, because whether you decide to like paint the frame or what, it's kind of good to detach them instead of putting like painter's tape. You could still make a mistake. However, I can't bring myself to paint this a different color to match my room, and the wood kind of clashes with my headboard. So my vision for this was actually to wrap it in macrame cord. It's a little bit thicker of a cord, and that way, if for whatever reason I want to use it later for a different project or make it like gold or whatever, I didn't initially mess up the wood. So that is kind of the idea I had for this. And then moving on, I found both of these really cool pieces. I just immediately was drawn to all of the colors in this, and I really thought it was pretty. I don't really have much color in here, but a little pop of blue doesn't hurt anybody. I don't really decorate with a lot of color all the time, but I just love that. Like, look at the marbling there. Then moving on to these little guys that I thought were just amazing, and I was thinking of spray painting them gold. However, as you guys can see, there's so much like intricate detail on here that if I spray paint it gold, the detail isn't gonna pop as much because it has like these little carvings here. So for the time being, I am going to keep it the same color, but if you needed it to match a room, spray painting this gold or even using gold leaf would look amazing. And then we were successful in finding something for our corner. How good is that going to look in the corner there with like a ton of my favorite magazines in it? I think that's gonna be perfect. No luck on the rug, but this thing definitely needs a nice little cleanup. As well, it's a little broken right here, but when you go to the thrift store and you find stuff that's broken, don't shy away from it because this is like such an easy repair. If I even decide to repair it, it's pretty much gonna be okay. And then we were actually successful in finding a tray for my room. However, it's this crazy acorn color. So just gonna grab some wood stain for this guy and stain it a little bit darker and a different color. Next, I found this really cool like little basket thing. So what I think I'm gonna do is actually turn this into a hanging plant, and it will look really good on one of those walls. And then lastly for my room, I did find this little candle holder, and it hangs up on the wall like this, which I thought would be cool to like hang a purse on, or just set it like this, and you can literally hang your watch here and put all of your jewelry. It's like a little catch-all dish. And I don't think that this guy needs any painting. It's just really cool, all the little rust details on it. So just a quick clean, and I think that that's all I'll do to this one. So let's get to DIYing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start off with the... So I forgot to mention this earlier, but obviously anything from the thrift store that you get should be properly cleaned and sanitized and everything. I didn't show that process in my last video, and people are like, oh my god, do you just use this stuff? No, I don't. I clean everything. In fact, I've already cleaned this once, but I'm cleaning it again just because it was really dirty the first time I cleaned it, and look at that. Like, there's definitely a lot of dirt on this particular thing, so you don't know how long this stuff's been lying around, where it's been, what allergens could have been on it, so you want to make sure you go ahead and do that with everything. Alright, so as you guys can see, the mirror is attached, what it looks like, by this little duct tape here, or whatever, just regular tape, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and we are gonna find out what's under here. See, that's how easily the mirror was like falling out in the store. See how much it lifts there? So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that. So for this part, it's super simple. You're just going to need, obviously, a pair of scissors. I'm using macrame cord just because it's thicker and it'll help us work quicker, as well as you're definitely going to need a hot glue gun. And I'm using extra glue sticks because I know I'm gonna use a few for this particular project. So to make this process a lot quicker, I'm actually gonna work in smaller pieces with the macrame and attach it. And something that I'm keeping in mind, if you guys wanna do this particular DIY project and you're like me and you might potentially use this for something else, I'm gonna make sure that everything I glue is actually going to be on the back of the frame. So if for whatever reason I want to remove this, like to use the wood frame again, I can. So we're gonna start off by gluing it in the back here. So all you have to do is add just a little bit of glue like that, and then you're gonna secure your first piece. So for this particular part, we're just going to continue to wrap on this side. Again, you wanna make sure that these sides are staying secure. So when you get to a corner like this on this particular mirror, I would suggest adding just a little bit of hot glue on the back, just to ensure that it does stay in that particular position, and then continue to wrap after that. But you shouldn't have to add hot glue for each and every time you're doing this. Just maybe every 5 times, I would say, you go around the mirror. Then you want to add just a little bit of hot glue just to make sure everything is staying in place. The last piece of that particular little end that I used. So I'm gonna glue it down like so, and then you're just going to snip off the excess right here. Okay, so this is what our first little section looks like, and it honestly looks so good. I think I'm thinking about creating like more of like a design with these and only doing a couple little strips like this. I know I wasn't planning on keeping it wood all around, but I think that adding just a few, like maybe one here, one right here, will look a little bit cuter. And then if I layer it, maybe it won't clash with my bed so much. So I'm gonna try that out first before I do the entire piece macrame. I'm all done adding the macrame. As you can see, I didn't want it to be like super perfect, so I did kind of do some off center, especially because I think if you want to have it this way or the opposite way, it'll look better if some of the pieces aren't so like cohesive. So now for the scary part, we are going to glue the mirror back in. So here is the mirror that I was able to create for under $20, and this literally looks like something Anthropologie would sell for like 150 bucks. So I'm super excited to kind of style that on my dresser. So I kind of hung this up here to get an idea of how high I wanted to hang it. But I get so many questions on this little guy, so I'm gonna show you guys how this actually works right now. Stick it onto the wall, turn it on, and then you can let go. And as you guys can see, it is creating this laser level. So it stays up here, it does make noise, and basically you're just gonna use it so you can know exactly where an even place to put your little tack is for this DIY project. Okay, so for step 1, you're simply just going to hang this from a thumbtack or a nail. It's just kind of like a hanging basket. So then I'm adding in just a small little terracotta plant that I got from the dollar store, and we're just gonna put that in the base here because that's going to allow us to add a plant. You could add the plant, but you don't wanna see through here, so I just got something that was in similar color, and I'm using just a hanging plant piece that I already had, and I'm just gonna kind of secure that into the little terracotta planter, as well as you're gonna need to like fiddle around with the plant and make it look good. So the total for this entire DIY project was like $7, which is absolutely crazy for all of those little materials. Deciding to use this little candle holder as a little catch-all dish on my nightstand. However, there's really so many things you could do with this. You could hang it up and use it normally as a candle holder, or like I said, hook your purses here. However, I think it looks really good right there. So I'm using it to just kind of like hold random little bits and bobs, but right here, my watch actually hangs perfectly, so I love that. And then I'm just putting like an old perfume bottle just kind of like as a decoration, and then a little candle in there, and I think it just looks so cute. Again, I can put pretty much anything in here if I take off my earrings or something, jewelry, whatever. So I added in my little wicker basket to hold my magazines here. Then I'm just gonna place in a few of my favorite magazines. The way it makes this corner look, it definitely adds something to it. And again, if there was just a little small vintage rug right there, I think this corner would be perfect and like absolutely complete. But for now, I think this looks good. Alright, so this wooden tray is all dry and it turned out so well. This tray actually was only $1.99 and then I only used a very small bit of the stain, so pretty much very close to around $2. The whole container of stain cost me $5 and I barely used any of it, so that is good. I think that I just like adding something like this to the nightstand for now, just so everything that I'm putting on it doesn't look so unorganized. So I think in the corner here, this actually looks cute to have like the vase inside of it. And then I do need a coaster, and then probably we'll add like a candle or something over there just for decoration. It for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to see my closet makeover as the next video, let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!